In the previous part, Subramaniam, Prasad and Shekhar went forward to catch the thief. Then Chinni stopped them. Then when Shekhar angrily said to move aside, Chinni did not move aside but stood there only. Then Subramaniam stopped Shekhar and asked Chinni the reason. Then Chinni explained to everyone all the matter of what situation he had to become a thief. After that, she pleaded with them to give him a chance to change. Then Subramaniam agreed to Chinni's words and asked the thief his name. The thief said his name was Kali. After that, Subramaniam said to the thief that now it has become midnight, go home and tomorrow morning bring your family and meet me. After that, all of them went into their rooms to sleep. Kali, while leaving, congratulated Prasad for saying that Chinni was like a daughter and gave his word that thereafter he will see that no trouble comes to Chinni and leaves from there. Next morning, Kali, taking his wife and son, came near Subramaniam's house and called him standing outside. Then Subramaniam came out and asked to introduce Kali's family. Then Kali said his wife's name is Lakshmi and his son's name is Shiva. Then Subramaniam took Shiva near and asked what he was studying. Then that boy told that he liked studies very much, but because of his family's situation, he could not study. Hearing those words, Subramaniam felt sad and said he would educate that boy with his own money. He gave Kali the work of cattle work near the house and also to help his younger son Shekhar in the rice mill. He told Lakshmi to do the garden work near the house and said they can use the grain storage behind the house. After that, Subramaniam called his two sons Prasad and Shekhar and told his decision. Also told Prasad to join that boy Shiva in school along with Chinni and Bablu. Hearing those words, Shiva said he has no clothes to go to school. Chinni took Shiva and gave Bablu's clothes to him. Thus, all got ready and along with Prasad on his bike, they went to school. Reaching there, they saw in the school premises a police jeep stopped and a police inspector questioning the school principal. Seeing that all of them stopped right there, thus the previous part ended. Present. While all were in confusion, not knowing what was happening near the school, Prasad told Chinni and the others to stay there only and he went near that inspector and principal. Reaching there, he said to the principal like this.
Sir, good morning, sir. What, sir, is all this commotion in the school? What happened is that Prasad... Hello, sir. After all, who are you? What work do you have here? Sir, greetings, sir. My name is Prasad. I am working as a teacher in the same school. Forgive me. If you don't mind, can I know what is actually happening here? Oh, is it like that? Now what I tell you, listen carefully. A notorious kidnapper in the surrounding villages is kidnapping school children and threatening their parents for money. If they do not give as much as money he demands, he is frightened that he will kill the children. To catch him, we are trying with all our strength. But every time, he cleverly escapes and slips from our hands. That's why, instead of going house to house to tell parents to be careful, like this we are going to all the surrounding villages and through schools and teachers, we are giving awareness to children and their parents. So, how can we help, Inspector sir? It's simple. In your school, near the notice board, we will stick that kidnapper's photo, showing that in times of danger, how children and their parents should escape, and afterwards, how they should convey information about that kidnapper to us. On that you must give awareness. Without your help, we cannot save children from that kidnapper's hands. In catching that wicked man, the help of your school staff is very necessary for us. Sure, Inspector sir. As responsible citizens of this country, that is our minimum duty. Prasad, you immediately go and tell all the teachers to come to my office. Now itself, we will arrange a meeting and inform everyone of these details. Inspector sir, this matter I, with our teachers, will tell to children and their parents. You now leave this burden to us and you focus on catching that scoundrel. You reduced our effort to half. One more thing. Any small information about that kidnapper you get, immediately give us the information. Definitely, Inspector sir. You now go without worry. Here, I will take care.
Saying like that, principal tells the inspector. Then the police inspector got into the jeep and went away from there. After that, Prasad went near the children and told them this matter and put a condition that without telling him they should not go anywhere and send them to school. Then principal and Prasad went to every class in the school and told teachers and all children about the kidnapper details and precautions to be taken. Likewise to all children's parents by phone, they informed those details. The principal gave instructions to all parents until that kidnapper was caught to send children to school by accompanying them, and after school finished, to carefully took them home. Thus, some days passed. All parents of children in that school, not knowing on which day which child would be kidnapped, with fear and worry, sent their children by accompanying them to school and again carefully took them back. Prasad also kept watching every moment over Chinni, Bablu and Shiva. While this was like that, one day after school finished, all children went back to home along with their parents, but the school principal still stood at the gate worrying. Seeing that, Prasad took Chinni and then went near him and said this.
What, sir? Have you not yet started home? Your son Ramu is not seen anywhere. Did he not come to school today? That's what, Prasad. I'm looking for him. Until now, I searched the whole school twice. He is not seen anywhere. As every day, this morning also I brought him along with me to school. Now when I was looking to go home, he was not seen. I asked the watchman and attendant, but they said that they didn't see him. Child Chinni, did you by chance see our boy Ramu anywhere?
No sir, just now we did not see him anywhere, but today at lunchtime he also sat with us and had lunch. Afterwards we went to our classes. He went to his class. That only, sir, was the last time we saw him.
Sir, I have a doubt. If you don't worry, shall I tell? What, Prasad, is that? In such a situation, don't say don't worry and still increase worry. Tell clearly, what is that matter? I think, sir, your boy was kidnapped by the kidnapper. I also have the same doubt as you. But now what to do? I'm not understanding. Sir, for good, you once go home and see. Maybe he went home by himself. I will drop the children at home and come to your house. If your boy is not at home, then immediately both of us will go together and give a complaint to the inspector, sir, at the police station. Yes, what you said is true, Prasad. In this worry, I did not think of it. Okay, Prasad, I will go now itself. You also come soon.
Saying that, the principal went to his house. Then Prasad also made all children sit on bike and started to go home. Reaching home after dropping children there, again from there, Prasad went near Principal Sir's house. Reaching there, Principal Sir was sitting outside sadly. Seeing that, Prasad understood that their son was not at home also. Then Prasad said to the principal like this.
Sir, don't worry. Let us immediately meet Inspector Sir, inform this matter. Then all the rest he will see without delay. Quickly come, sir.
Saying that, Prasad also made the principal sit on his bike and they started at the police station. Reaching the police station, while telling this matter to Inspector Sir, principal's phone got a call from an unknown number. Seeing that, the inspector said to the principal like this.
Sir, what I tell you, listen carefully. That definitely will be a call from the one who kidnapped your boy. Without worrying, to whatever he asks you, say yes and agree. After that, we will think about what to do. But under any situation, he should not know that you are in the police station with us. Be careful, sir. Saying like that, the principal with his trembling hand lifted the phone and kept it to ear and said hello. Then from the other side, who spoke? Was that call made by the kidnapper? If so, how did he threaten the principal? To know all that, wait until the next part.